I hope everybody had a good week. We're ending off the week here on June the 6th. So it's 06/06/2024. So many sixes in there. So it's all good luck. We uh, we had a great in-person meeting in one of our meetings yesterday at the East. They had their in-person gatherings, and of course, the light of everything was Ema. She showed up with her beautiful photos, ready to do everything, and then somebody forgot the screen. It just, but it was all good. It's amazing how when like-minded people get together, we were able to change up in just a short time. So it all worked out so well. So looking forward to Ema's presentation in another way, and we'll see how that works. And yeah, I just want to give you some stats on how Phoenix is doing. And we're actually really cooking along here. We got so far referrals are 241 since January, so that's half a year. So we're already amping. So our goal usually is to get 500 referrals a year, and we got 241. It's June, so we're well on our way to getting that. E-cards are 4,500, which blows my mind because we did about 9,000 last year. As we're right on target on our e-cards. So that's another thing is really start promoting those e-cards. Anytime you do any kind of a social media post, at the very bottom, it just says, and this is Q or this is Norm, and you just put your link down there, and it'll be the device link with your name and everything. And this way, people can get a hold of you internationally. Digitally is that good when you use that technology to be able to get people to connect to you. And I got to say, I have probably one of the hardest categories ever: spirit coaching. It's so difficult. It takes years and years to get your first sort of cycle of referrals and so on. And now only now am I getting referrals that I did have e-cards from 2 years ago. And you're just starting to trickle in now. I've had your card and I'm thinking about you, so now they're starting to connect. And I'm going to have a record year. Whatever I did last year, I'm going to more than surpass it this year. And the year before was the same. So it has a cumulative effect. So just keep working on those cards. They're really, really important. The business-wise, we have $84,620 in terms of shared business so far, and that puts us on our way. Our goal is to get about over 200,000, and so we're on our way. We're lagging a little bit, but we usually make that up in the summer and the fall. We'll usually really amp that up as we're getting close, and because we're always looking for newer people and. When we network that way, we end up sharing more business. Okay? So keep those BAMs going. Those BAMs, and if you look at the BAMs itself are 242, and the business referrals are 241. And inevitably, and I've seen this for years and years, that the BAMs and the referrals are so close. So you want to increase business, meet with one of your members and do a BAM, a business activity meeting. This is when two people get together and you just simply talk about different things that is going on in your life. All right. So just give a quick segue to our hub. This is our pbex.ca site, and anything that you want here regarding finding out where things are, and if you're looking for links and so on, is at our home site. Member of the week is Wendy Chung. She's going to be featured for this week. And also, just before I forget, Penny Lee is part of this group, and she's been called away, had to go to Toronto for a member of the family. Their health is not well, and so she had to leave for that. So our prayers and our love and all our get well wishes go to her and her family. And so we're hoping that everything is going to be okay there. And I had quite a look on her face yesterday, and I've seen that look before. So we're sending love to you there, Penny Lee, if you're listening, okay? And I know you're probably on the way to Toronto as we speak. All right. So In that, we have, of course, our 4 chapters, our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group, which is our South group today. If you have any visitors that you ever want to bring in, just send them to this site. Or if you get a new computer and the Zoom is not now programmed on your new computer, just go to the pbex.ca site and click one of the links here. It has the Zoom already embedded in it so that you will be able to latch on to us right away. Those that are on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, and YouTube, that's another thing. If you have a business, you got to see us. You got to find a way to network. And if you're always looking for the social media, it's frustrating. We had a meeting with social media, and it not bringing in as much business as you think. You have to work so long and so hard for social media. But when you have a network, you have people that have like-minded and they want to help you, at least the good ones anyway. They want to help you, they want to help your business, and Phoenix is one of those people. So at least come in for a couple of our meetings. It doesn't cost anything for visitors. It's free for the first few times, but it gives you an idea of what the energy is about this group. All right? And highly recommend you at least trying it out. We also have an after hours group where you don't have it just between the weekdays between 8 and 9. Once a month on a 7, it's the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. In the evening. So this is good for those that just cannot network during the day. Their work is just too demanding, it starts too early, and it's too cumbersome. Then we have an answer for that. We also have another corporate membership that we can talk to you about where you don't have to come in at all, and we can just promote you in different ways through video and so on. But you can come in and get some of those details. But the after hours are great because it's more of a mastermind group and it talks about goals. And Penny Lee heads that up, and she's a master at bringing things to specific endings so that you could incorporate that into your goals and into how you do it. And we meet every month, so that makes you accountable each time so that you could get and attain those goals. And pretty much everybody that was in that group last year attained all their goals. And that's amazing. It's not a surprise by November that you realize that I'm nowhere near attaining the goals and you only got a month left. Don't put that pressure on yourself. Make it so that you get into some kind of a group and make it so you're accountable. And then this way, the goals are going to be more realistic, and we're going to be heading and cheering for you when you finally get there. Special events. Well, Bernie has his East Trade Winds networking every Tuesdays at 8 o'clock. All right, and it's a great thing. And this link takes you right there. You don't have to memorize the site or anything, although it's quite easy. I think it's easttradewinds.com. I think if I recall, Bernie. But that link is embedded in that red button there. I also have my tuning meditation classes every Friday at 1:30. And there's always some good stuff happening there to relax you and give you some zen for the week. Penny Lee has her dance class with Nia she has it in various parts of the week. And those classes are posted in this link. We have our QR code if you ever have to find out, you want to find out one of them, our members with their QR. If you're at a shopping center, Costco, or at a trade center, and somebody says, I need a photographer, and hey, I have one in our group. Well, this is great because you can just find Ema here in seconds, and there's her QR. Basically, you show that to the person, and they now have Ema's QR and all her details. And what did that cost you? That's the thing. It's just taking those few seconds, knowing how to be able to access a lot of these things, and then this way you could give that purpose to someone else. But the good part is everyone has your business card and your QR and your profile. So when we share, we care. We really have that area where we can and help each other in that way. Okay. So we want to move on to talk a little bit about the golf that's coming up. And Mike, can you head that up? Let us know a little bit about what's going on in our Phoenix Charity Golf.
Great, thank you, Tony. Morning, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. Basically, the education today I want to talk about is what's called respect and reciprocation. And let me explain. In networking clubs, I've been part of networking clubs for way over 30 years, and I belong to many of them. And I saw many leaders and founders of these networking clubs. And I have to say, in all that time, I have never come across an individual like Tony that continues to give to his members. The caring and the love that he has for each members is incredible. You can see that he's always working on some sort of initiative to help us, expand our business, grow our business, learn new things that we can apply to our business. He's relentless. He just continues to just give for the greater good of each one of us. So under the umbrella of respect and reciprocation, how do we thank Tony? Well, you know what? We become a member. Okay, that's great, but that benefits us. How do we just thank Tony? How do we show him respect? How do we reciprocate? Well, here's an easy way. The golf tournament that we have that's on Thursday, August the 1st, out at the Canadian Golf Course. 9 holes of golf, so it's not a whole day. A couple of food stations, one on the course with Nicole and Dwight, which was last year, was excellent, and some food after. And our goal is to get 72 golfers together, because then we can create what's called a shotgun, where everybody shows up at the same time, everybody plays, and we all have our food after and some celebrations and some speeches. The What's important here for you individuals that go, well, I don't golf, or I don't, I don't know how to golf. It's not about the golf. Again, this is about showing Tony respect. This is about making one of the greatest opportunities, events for a big giant mix and mingler summer event out at a golf course. You pay your fee, it's $111, which is very cheap. Believe me, it's almost the cost of what it's costing Phoenix to put on this event. So not much money is being made there for our charity of choice, which is Make-A-Wish, and we'll talk about that in a minute. What's important is about, come on out, drive around in the cart, camaraderie. If you don't golf, you can do some putts and some chipping and stuff like that and have fun. Enjoy the nature. It is beautiful. If you've never been on a golf course before, really, really nice experience. And again, 2.5 hours on the golf course, it's not a lot of time. So what I'm asking here for is a call to action. One, everybody, we have 30 plus members in the Phoenix group. I hope, strongly expect everyone to come out, unless you're gone on a vacation or something, and enjoy the day to show Tony how much we care about him. The other way to show Tony some respect is to make a sponsorship. I sent everybody an email with registration link and sponsorship links. There's oodles of different types of sponsors in there for great marketing for yourself. Shows other Phoenix members that you got some skin in the game. And again, with the reciprocation to Tony, we get some sponsors. We get all golfers. Bring out a guest. If you have a company, and make it see if you can talk to your HR person and do a little corporate outing and a little team building exercise where you can get 10, 15, 20 people out there to play. You will be taken care of every which way. So that's my call to action today, and it's to show Tony and the respect, to reciprocate, to show him how much we care about him and how much, because he cares about us. It's relentless. Also, too, I just want to say that Ema was one of the very first ones to step up to the plate, and she's going to be taking beautiful pictures of the day, so that we'll have a nice gallery of pictures after of this beautiful event, showing Tony, you know what, we're all there for him too. So we'll just leave that at that.
Thank you very much, Mike. Yeah, that's going to be a fun day. I booked everything off just to get that. I usually babysit it that day, so I've also got that working. So it'll be great to see whoever is able to make it to be there that day. And I'm not much of a golfer, but I am great on that shopping cart, Mike. No, not a shopping cart. I mean, it's a golf cart. So the so
Oh,
yeah, let's get right
Norm's
into
got a
our
question.
yeah, go
Okay,
ahead, Norm.
can we rent clubs?
Yeah, you can rent clubs and also rent clubs plus two if you I can join you up with somebody that has clubs if you play left hand or right hand so that you don't have to even worry about that and just drive along and use their clubs too. So
Well,
we'll
prefer
figure that
rented.
out.
I gave mine
Everything
away years
any
ago, so I need to rent them.
yeah, any type of questions like that, you can just forward them to me and
Oh,
we'll
okay.
get that.
Is there a link that we need to, if we want to invite people from outside? Because I don't golf, but I have friends that golf. Is there a link that we can send them?
Yes,
Participate?
Bernie set up a nice invite email that he sent out to some people outside the Phoenix group email. I'll get that to you, and then you can take that, and I'll have the registration link. And
To a couple of friends. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Also, any links that way, it's also on your e-card. We have all
yes,
the links to play, to sponsor. It's
True.
on your e-card.
yeah,
Just in
yeah.
case.
If you take a look at your e-card email on the website, you'll have all the information right there too.
What about like a Facebook event? Do we have a Facebook event for this as well that we can invite people or no?
Bernie?
So I don't play in Facebook, so Tony will have to set that up under the Phoenix
Oh, okay.
site. I've set one up under LinkedIn. So if you travel through the LinkedIn, you'll find an event, and I invited about. The nice thing is I invited about 500 people. I just went through my list and just went pecking along. I picked people in Ottawa, right, in Canada and in Ottawa, because I don't think anybody from Scotland's gonna come rolling over for a 4-hour sojourn on a golf course.
If they
Especially
cared about if they cared about Tony, they would.
their
They
their
might.
Scotch is better. Their Scotch is better over there. Just
They
FYI.
invented the game.
That too.
They did.
So Tony, if you create an event in Facebook, I mean, we have a huge audience in Facebook too, right? Like our age, right? So
Great
Yeah,
idea. Great
Good
idea.
idea, Emma. Thank you. Actually, what you want to do is get Kat Hurd involved in that, and she can propagate that for you, Tony.
it's pretty easy to do.
yeah.
I can
It is
help
actually.
you if you want. Yeah.
It is absolutely. Actually, while we're on the subject, just going to show you my e-card, and everyone has the same thing. It right at the very top here. It'll tell you it's a little video about the event itself. Here's the link to play. Here's the link to sponsor, and there's another video on sponsorship.
So how do you take that link and send it to somebody?
Cut and
Well,
paste.
it's your own link. It's your own link. Say if I want to find you. Basically, I can just go to.
No, I want to find the link for the golf and send it. Let's say, for example, if we didn't have the Facebook or anything, because I don't know how to use this thing very well.
Yeah, I'll send email. I'll send it to you, and then you have it. Then you can just cut and paste and add your personal touch to the beginning.
Perfect.
Basically,
Thank
if
you.
you're on your e-card, you just basically press that, and then the URL, or if you're on your phone, you can just
Okay. I thought it was something that I could do directly on the phone and just send them like
you
that. I
can.
know how to do.
Yeah. You could do it right off on the phone. As soon as you
Right.
press that link, you just put your foot put your finger on the link and hold it for at least 2 seconds, and it'll light up and say copy. When you
All
copy
right,
it,
I got it.
you're going
Okay,
to copy this URL, and then you can send that to somebody.
that I
right
do know. Okay, all right. Okay,
off. You can do that. Yeah, no problem.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, stop share. Here we go. Okay, so let's start with our introductions and see how things are going. So let's start with Q. What's happening with you?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm your go-to internet lady of the group. And one of the best gifts you can give to your family and loved one is financial protections and peace of mind. And you can do that through insuring yourself and family through the use of life, critical illness, and disability insurance. So if you or anyone you know want to understand how it works for you in your situation, give me a call so we can have a chat. Q from World Financial Group, providing you with financial peace of mind when you need it most. Thank you.
Thank you, Q. And any BAMs or referrals?
I just got back, so I haven't done any activities, but I'll get back to
Oh.
it.
Okay, respected. And over to Steve. Hey, Steve,
Yeah,
what's
hi
shaking?
everyone. How you doing? This is Steve from the Bi-Media Design Group. Basically, I'm the branding guy for the group. I do digital design, and I also help with digital marketing stuff. So anything to get you noticed online a little bit more and to make things look good. And what did I do recently? We had a really good in-person meeting last week at the River Lounge. Or was it 2 weeks ago anyway? Time flies. I think it was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's really important to meet in person. I'm sorry I missed the one that just happened yesterday. But in principle, it's a whole different thing. And yeah, everyone in the group has different bits of knowledge, and kudos to Eric, who I don't think is on the call today, but he was very helpful with a few tricks for your phone that I've been using actually. So it's amazing. You never know where your next little piece of the puzzle will come from, but it's nice to work as a team. And so I wanted a special shout out to everyone in this group that's organizing these group events. I have to see if I'm around for the golf, but I just recently went on a golf thing with something else I'm involved with, and I have to say I've rekindled a love of being just, as you said, you don't have to be good. It's about the social. It's about just getting out on a golf course on a nice day. It really was a spectacular day last week, and I was very glad to take the time to do it. And it does kind of give you a chance to talk in more depth as you're swinging a club. You can combine that sort of social and all for a good cause. So yeah, I'll do my best to support in whatever way I can.
Thanks a lot, Steve. Any BAMs or referrals?
Not really, other than showing up last week and enjoying the meeting in person with everyone, which
That
was
was
good.
a great
Yeah.
meeting. Learned a lot actually last week on that for sure. Noam, over to you, sir.
Well, we'll start with your words have power. And this guy from Bi-Media Design, I think his name is Steve, gave me some words that have power. It said, honeydew list, ? We get it done. I put that in on my van. And then I also changed my business card so it has it on my business card. And it's a really conversation started because people say, I have a honeydew list, right? And so, well, we can get it done. And other people say, what's a honeydew list? So, and I have to explain that, especially people that different nationalities don't know what a honeydew list. So I have to say, well, honeydew is a question, is a term of endearment. And when your partner says, do you love me? It's a loaded question. If you say yes, they go, I got this list for you to do. Well, you can solve that by saying, well, I'll call Boyer Boys and we'll solve that. And if you say no, you're in trouble. So just say yes, and we'll get that honeydew list done. So Boyer Boys, homemade repair, we fix your home.
How are you doing with any BAMs or referrals?
Well, I sent some business to Steve, so he's doing some profiles up for me, right? So he's going to help us with our website.
That's true. I should have mentioned that. Sorry. Oops.
Well, yeah, it is his referral anyway, but yeah, that's great. But so I'll put you down for a BAM anyway for that one. Okay, perfect. And over to Mike. What's shaking, Mike?
Well, I'll tell you. So I just want to continue on with the golf and talk about a sponsorship. One of the goals that we're trying to do collectively with Phoenix Group is put money towards a child at Make-A-Wish. 3 through 17 has a life-threatening or terminal illness. We make that wish happen. The marketing part of this is great. So through your sponsorships, what we do is we collect enough money. So get me on this. So downtown in the market, on 87 George Street, where CTV station is. There, in the month of December every year, they have what's called the 24 Days of Wishes. It's a giant, giant, giant calendar that's outside of this establishment. And each day, what happens is, so December 1st, they reveal a wish. December 2nd, they reveal a wish, TTV. They also, what happens is if we can get, the goal is to get a sponsorship up there of a minimum $2,500 because it's $10,000 per wish and for a wish door. And we want to at least raise the minimum of $2,500. And what we get for that is the Phoenix logo will be on this big giant, and it's huge, this giant wish calendar, and it'll be a day. So let's say it's December the 12th. The $2,500 level, Phoenix will be with 3 other corporates, their logos or what have you. And what's nice about the marketing is not only all the people that pass and walk through the market at that time of year see all these logos, but on that day, so let's say it's the December 12th, and we're a part of that. The Phoenix Business Network is part of that. Then first thing on CTV in the morning show, they announce the 4 sponsors. At lunchtime on CTV, they also once again announce the 4 sponsors of the day, and they talk about the wish. And at the on the evening, the 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock shows, they once again mention the sponsors of the day, and on both 5 and 6, and also too on what Patricia Bull does, the radio show. The companies that day are announced. So for instance, I was going to see if I can share the screen here. So imagine a big giant door, huge, that has 30 days, but 24 days of wishes, comes right up to the day before Christmas. And so here last year is example, Executive Golf or Motors and Playing It Forward for Wishes. And their door was on December the 20th, again, mentioned many times throughout CTV that day. And another one here too is, I just want to see if I can get this one going here. This is the example. So when they're talking on the radio or on TV, they talk about December 21st. Here's the dear sponsors: Executive Golf, Playing Forward for Wishes, or Motors, whatever. And this is the wish that's revealed. So there's 24 wishes. They're all covered up. They're just covered up with logos. And then on that day, they take that big sign down on that specific day, and this is the wish that's revealed. This is what we're working towards. So it's not only the respect and the reciprocation to Tony, but we all collectively want to make a difference to a child that's going through some difficult times, give them a magical experience. And on top of that, can you imagine the amount of marketing all month that logo is going to be up there? That's something where, EMA can come down, and we should all have one day where we go as a group and we point to the wish door and point to the Phoenix logo and sit there, with thumbs up, shoulders back, right, Jacqueline, and lift the shoulders and blah blah blah, and have some fun at it. So this is what our goal is to get Phoenix's logo on that 24 Days of Wishes board, so it's revealed that day, and we do that because of your guys' sponsorships. As I said, the golf is almost at cost, so we don't make much money for Make-A-Wish there. It's the sponsorships that the golf is important because we need to have a contingency, but the sponsorships, every time a sponsor comes in, it's going to go towards the minimum of that $2,500. And the $2,500 is the minimum level for 4 corporates, as I said. If we raise $5,000, then there's only going to be 2 logos on it. If we're lucky enough and fortunate enough to raise $10,000, then it's just one day, one big Phoenix logo. All right, so keep that in mind. That's what the ultimate goal, besides showing Tony respect, that we have.
Yay. Thank you, Mike. Jacqueline, over to you. Let's start breathing.
Exactly, especially when we're thinking about golfing. As we inhale, lift our shoulders up, take them back, release them down, and say, Bank of Canada, drop the rates.
It did.
1/4%. 1/4%. What does that mean to people? It means that we take a look at what the numbers could be. What is 1/4%? Now, appreciate it's the first time in 4 years Bank of Canada has dropped the rates. So let's pat ourselves on the back and think there's things we may be able to do. Talk about the numbers. Take a breath. Think that what is my next step? Or steps. When you're looking for mortgage strategies for your mortgage money, understand Bank of Canada dropped the rates, and I'm your mortgage honey.
Thanks a lot, Jacqueline. And I know it's going to save a few people's homes. I know it's only 1/4%, but people are right on the line, and they needed that to just it's like hundreds of dollars a month make a difference. So thank you for that announcement. That's really good news. Ema, over to you, Sunshine.
Good morning, people. I wish I could match that poetry that she does at the end of it, you know? Can't get anything that rhymes with photography. Okay, so I wanted to say that, going back a little bit with Mike, Jackie knows who the lady is, but she moved away from the Wish Foundation. I can't remember her name, Jackie, but we worked together in this. And I used to take the pictures of the children that they were going to pass. That was their last photo shoot, and it was all with their families and everything else. But because Lynn retired, I have walked away from all these things. But I think it will be really good also to get, for the group. We could do this also as a representation of PBEX, and we can do that. We can offer that as well, right? For them to if you guys get me the contact back, then I will be able to do that, and we can do it in the the name of the group. Anyways, you guys know what I do. I'm a photographer. The clients that I'm looking for are those clients that want to create their photographic content, to create their marketing collateral. You guys heard this yesterday. I went to Lupita's on Friday, and we did the photo shoot of this her studio and all that stuff. So it's really great. Like, I really love doing the branding photography and then helping the client.
Oh, Ema, you're on mute. Yep.
So
Perfect.
So that's what I do. And if you guys know of any clients who are looking for photograph their content and create the marketing collateral, we can do this, and also print their marketing collateral, whichever it is, either banners all the way to business cards. Okay, thank you.
I love that term, marketing collateral. That's awesome. It's just like your house is your collateral. It's got security. It's got value, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We work so hard on that because it's connected right to our reputation. When people see Norm's van, they know that they're going to be taken care of. It just all that's part of the collateral. Good job.
Norm, by the way, I have a message for you because somebody's calling you for the windows. There's my van right there, right now. I just made a reference for Norm right now on my phone. So if you can send me your phone number, that'd be great. Thank you.
I did send you the phone
Thank
number.
you. All right, thanks.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So Ema, you've got one referral. Then is that?
Yeah, just Norm right now, and then Lupita of last week. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay. Perfect. All right. Awesome. And Mr. Bernie, how are things with you, my friend?
Well, things are good. Air-conditioned houses really make life go smoother when it's hot and sweaty outside. But on the uptick, I'm getting ready for the Blues Fest coming up, so I got to get used to the warm weather and being out there. So hopefully it's going to be sunny the entire time. Onto what I do for a living, I connect businesses. I find people, and I just kind of, it's almost like a dating service, except there's no love and there's no intimacy that way. But we do provide connections to people you don't know yet, and that's kind of the crux of it. Knack for Business podcast is part of that vehicle of sharing of information. I've talked to people about their businesses, bring up the golden nuggets they want to share with people, either on their journey or about the business themselves. Then the Property Wizard podcast is another line of inquiry where you can actually understand what's happening behind the real estate investment side without becoming a realtor, but it provides enough information. And just as a quick side note, here's the golf information. So if you're looking for the links, you just cut and paste. All right, so that's one way to do it. But if you want it, you should do a little bit of a chat first before you just fire those things off. Why? And just reflect on it's a marketing push. It's a connection push, right? And much like what I do in Creative Insight, I connect people. All right, so here's an opportunity, either to B2B connections or B2C. So B2C is the consumer end. You might see something going, I need a photograph. Oh, oddly enough, EMA. There you go, right? And the dance goes on. Geez, I need a mortgage. There's always a honey around for that, right? But there's only one honey for that, right? So I'm sorry, Jacqueline, I can't resist. It's a good play on words, right? And if you need like insurance, keep yourself healthy, right? In your business. Well, the cue's there, right? So again, it's a propagator. I'm going to stop because I can keep going, and this is not a pitch fest. Over to you, Tony.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, we can't talk enough about each other. I mean, we have so much respect for each other. I just love when someone is asking me for somebody, and I can't wait to give someone else's name out there. So yeah, this is good, Bernie. Awesome. And okay, so with the time we have left, I'm presenting today, and I every Friday at 1:30 I do an online class, and I started this about 4 years ago, 2021, when we were right into COVID. And I figured there's so many people that are isolated. We were doing lockdowns, and there was so much uncertainty then. And I was getting the message from Spirit just to do something so people can connect to you. So online, we started our thing in February, about into 21. And we figured we would just talk about everyday stuff, things like psychic gifts and the various things we get, things about Ouija boards and things about negative energy. And we talk about all that kind of, and every week was something different. And I figured at the time, it would be maybe 2, tops 3 months. It's been 3 years, and we're still doing it. And we have quite a following. We have some people that come every single week, and this person is not the same person as they were when they started. And it didn't take 3 years to do it. They saw their value right away. They're on a spiritual mission. They're looking for higher purpose. They're looking for something more than just what they see in the mirror, and that's usually the people that we attract. And in this presentation, Spirit wanted me to do the same thing. So the way it works usually is about 2 or 3 days before the Friday, Spirit says, okay, talk about this. People are praying for XYZ, and they need to know more about things like near-death experiences. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. That's when somebody actually clinically dies, and they go through an experience of light, and then they see things. They see their body as they're looking down, and it's very, very similar. And this is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that have gone through this. So the story isn't made up, because even scientists that don't believe in anything see this, and they are brought back either through various means, medically. They're brought back to life, and then they relay the same information as everyone else. And so they become, okay, there's more to this than just us. Because the realm that I was in was completely different. So I got a taste of what the steps of heaven would be like. And then once you get that, it's like, what the heck happened there? And when and so just different stories like that. So when we get a topic, Spirit gives me an idea, and then I channel the whole class. Sometimes I'll try and pre-record it so that if I'm busy, like Easter or something like that, I can just press a button. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because I can't channel something to nobody. I guess I need other people's energy to get it going. But in any case, I wanted to do one for you today. And Spirit wanted to talk about words. Words have power. And so the idea today is that uh, when we do works on the play of words, it's so important, and it's almost like incantations. Anytime you say anything, this is part of the power of our language. The language itself is quite sloppy in terms of what it can describe. I mean, in our language, how many words do we have of something beautiful? You know, we might be able to say, yeah, there's beautiful, there's amazing, there's incredible, voluptuous. I mean, we might can come up with maybe a dozen words to describe beautiful. If you see a beautiful sunset, or you see a beautiful person, or if you see something that is just stunning, how do you describe that? We only have by maybe 12 words that we might go to. Well, our indigenous, they have 200 words like that, because they're such a spiritual, and they go back hundreds of years in terms of their culture, and everything is beautiful. Everything has a dialect. Everything has a meaning to it. So they've been they are in a spirit all the time. They worship various spirits of the wind. Wind is spirit. The ground is spirit. When they get a good crop, that's the abundance spirit. And in India, there are gods, and there's millions of gods. There's a god of a park bench. There's gods of river. There's gods of shoes. Gods. They have gods for everything. So in every culture, there's some form of thing that they attest to, and Spirit says they're all right. You know, in this case. So when the person is just looking at just themselves, this is one of the reasons why we're having such a lot of mental illness, because we're not really looking at the words that we are using to ourselves. The words to ourselves is big. So just to do some fun things, I heard this about a month ago. It was the 4th of May, and one of the play of words was, May the 4th be with you. And so that's a fun one, attesting to the Star Wars. When you say to somebody that they're stunning, it wanted to give you the description of what a person will go through when you see something really beautiful. I mean, stunning, like stunning pictures, like what Ima takes, or a stunning woman, or a stunning person, or a stunning achievement. It means it actually gets you. You're stunned. Okay, so there's the word itself describes something that you get. All right. He was captivating when he read the book. In other words, captivating means to capture, to grab onto. There are some books that you start reading and it almost envelops you. I don't know if anybody of our readers, or if you're watching a movie. There's several movies that are actually 3.5 hours long, and it's like an hour has gone by. It's just, whoa, it's full of action, it's full of meaning, and I got to watch that a few times. That was like that with The Matrix, and that was like that with Avatar and movies like that. It's just that there's, every time I look at it now, oh, I didn't see that before, and there's always something that I pick out. It's genius, the way that it's all done. So when they say captivating, it means it captures you. And that's really what we're trying to do with marketing. When people see our logo, my goal always, when they see my logo, I want people to cry. Or whatever work that I do, because that's my meaning when I create something, and then I listen to it as if I'm just a regular person. And if I don't tear up, no, it's not good enough. That's my measuring tool. But the other thing is when you say, good morning, sunshine, it's a play of words. What does the sun give you? It gives you this warmth. It gives you this sustenance. And so that when you say to somebody, and I call people that all the time, there's several ones that Spirit will pick out. I'm going through Messenger, and I have hundreds and hundreds of people on there. And they say, message this person. They're a little down. And so I said, it's been a while. How everything going, sunshine? And then I get back, oh my God, you got me at just the right time. I'm just feeling all this and that. Tony, can we chat? I says, absolutely. And this is off the record. I don't ask for money if it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. They just need someone that cares that day. It just maybe they're having a bad day, but Spirit knows they are. They know your vibration. They see you at 30,000 feet, and they can see all the people that are doing well. They're happening. You know, they see Mike, and they see, oh well, there's a God. We don't have to improve on him. And so there's so many things that people are on their quest, and they're doing great. They're on cruise control. But there are others that are lagging, and others that not so much they're falling behind. It's just that they need a little pick me up. So you just send them a little something, and I do, and inevitably people say, "Oh, what great timing!" I says, "Well, you know, for a realm that doesn't believe and doesn't use time or space, they are right on time. They are so awesome." So when you do that, but years ago, well, not years ago, it's been centuries and centuries. It's been probably over 1,000 years that they've embedded words in our culture to do the opposite of feeling good and all this. One that we use every day, and it's called during the week. You know, when you say Monday to Friday, this is during the week. But it also has the phonics and the connotation that you're weak. And so it's been built into our culture to have a weekdays, D-A-Z-E, the days, weekdays. Because when we say, during the weekdays, I'm not very busy, but the weekends, when you say that the end of the week is week, so there's sort of a play of words there. It's very, very subtle. But when we say the words, it's the same, week with the double E or the E and the A, okay? And but our minds don't know the difference. We still hear weak. We are weak. So now I'm starting to use things like, when we went through the 24-hour time, or something. You could use play of words but now I'm aware of it. I says, oh, that's right. When we're talking about the weekdays, we're not in the days, but we are weak during it. So that was built many centuries ago, and that's part of our thing. But it's all because there are some that wants to keep us in a fog and keep us in a place where we really aren't doing a whole lot and not feeling as strong as we could be. So there's three little steps here just before we end here that I want to give you about using words that could be uplifting for you. Okay, the first thing is, never talk down to yourself, because the most important person is listening, and that's you. Things like, oh, that was stupid. Why on earth did I do that? Idiot. Things like that was dumb. Talking badly about yourself. Things like, I could go to college, but probably not smart enough. I'm definitely not in that college material. I don't know if I could do that. Things like, I don't think I can do it because I've never done it before. My favorite is, I don't think I should do it because I don't think other people will approve, bringing other people into the mix. And it's a completely different procrastination thing. But one of the things that I've seen, and I've seen this in one of our neighbors, there's an elderly person just a few doors down from where I am. And what can I say? There's nothing I can do, but they're not talking very well to their elderly. There's an elderly person in the home, and they're constantly talking down to them. Oh, how come you still forgot that? I just told you what it was, and I can hear it from barbecuing, and I can hear them, right? And they're talking down to this elderly person. And what that does to an elderly person, which is already lost enough brain cells because they had to raise you, they were going crazy because of all the things that you did, and you come home scratched and you did stuff, and they're always worried that you might get into drugs, so they're going crazy about that. So there's so many things that's going on to be able to raise you, and then when you get to a certain age, then now they're talking down to you. You keep forgetting this. And then what happens is when you keep reminding an elderly person that they keep forgetting, guess what happens? They keep forgetting. You're perpetuating the very thing you want them to avoid. And you're doing it in such a cross way, it makes them feel stupid. Because I'm just hearing it from a distance, and I feel stupid just listening to it. So it's just like, wow, it's just like, and Spirit says, don't get involved. We just put you here to observe. You're just a spectator. You're not here to correct anything. All right? You're not here to go over and give them a tuning or anything. You're just here to listen. So just listen. And so when I listen, sometimes it's just like, wow, like I'm not an elderly and I couldn't take that. And I'm much more like I have full cognitive forces at stake, and the stuff that I do makes me very powerful. But after listening to that, I feel like checking out myself. So what does an 86-year-old or an 87-year-old go through when they hear that 20 some odd years to my advance? So when you're talking to elderly, say things like when they say, well, I don't feel very good. I forgot things again. Oh, well, we all forget things. I can't forget my keys at sometimes. Making it so that things happen to you, and it's just the same way. It has nothing to do with age. So in other words, it just happens. It's okay. It's all good. Another thing is don't complain. Stop complaining. When we complain, it is also an incantation to revert the force. I'm complaining because I'm in my apartment and I can't afford a home. Nobody can get me a home. That's the first thing that Jacqueline says. Well, talk to me. But they don't, because they're so convinced and they have so much time invested in this other belief that they don't want to talk to somebody that perhaps might give them a different perspective. Because number one, they might feel stupid because they're already in their 40s or 50s and they think they should know better. That's the problem. You don't. And as long as you think that you don't know anything, then you can't be embarrassed. If you think you know everything, you're done. I think Norm could probably attest that if a person says, I know everything, and then they hire him to do something, and then they say, oh, well, why don't you do it this way? I said, no, don't let me do my job. Let me do my job. Here's $10. Go to McDonald's and just come back when I'm done. That's what I used to do when I was moving. I do this every day. I did over 9,000 moves in 20 years, and somebody that moves once every 10 years is telling me what to do. So in other words, there are people that you've hired to do these things, and let them do it. So I learned very quickly that I don't know anything, right? So don't complain. Stop complaining about money. I can't afford this. I can't do this. I can't be there for that person. So what Spirit is actually saying here is learn to be delusional. Is like, I can't wait to do this someday. I'm going to buy a $2 million home and I'm just going to write a check for it. I'm going to buy a car and just write a check for it. And you are listening, and your whole cells are listening to this. And what ends up happening is by constantly talking about the things that you want and the things that it looks like they feel like they're part of you, your whole energy starts going in that way. I'm not doing the best year this year because I'm saying that, oh, well, after COVID, what else is left? These people can't come to me. And the people are coming to me from all different points that I haven't seen in a long time. And I'm just saying, I'm here, I'm of service. And when you say it that way to you and your business intelligence is listening. Yes, your business, whatever it is, whether it's a handyman or whether it's a realtor or whether it's a graphic art, whatever name or branding you put is you, and you have an identity. So your business has one, and it tells you how it wants to grow, if we say it that way. But sometimes we get involved and we start doing one of the most detrimental things, and that's thinking. Stop it. Stop thinking. What are you feeling that your business needs to explode? I'm not talking 5 and 10%. That's boring. No one's interested in 10%, 2% increases. I'm looking at 50%, 100% increases. Are anybody excited now? And that's because that's the way your business wants to grow. When you start thinking, that's when it starts to go down. So don't think or look at what other people are doing. Oh, I should be doing that. I should be doing more Facebook posts. I should be doing that. And they're all over the place. There's no strategy whatsoever. And they just get things done. So just going to close with the last one. Be obsessed with yourself. I'm a big deal. I'm a fantastic deal. Mike taught me this years ago. When you say that you're such a great thing, you're such a great gift to yourself, you're listening to yourself and you're giving yourself value. That you're making yourself that you are something that not only you accept, but so will your clients. When your clients come to you, you're not surprised because they've come to the best. One of the things that I'm getting recent next little while is a set of singing bowls. You may say singing bowl is not a big deal. And for a number of years, I thought that as well, until I listened to one of them in a show. And it's made by Buddhist monks in Tibet, and they only make it once a month on a full moon. So as soon as the sun goes down, the full moon comes up, then they have 8 hours to make whatever set of bowls they can make for that month. When the sun comes up, they have to stop. And it's the most expensive, and it is considered the best in the world. And I have ordered on one, because if my customers are coming to me, because I'm the best, I have to have the best tools. That's the way I look at it. So when you give yourself the tools, and that means that a piece of metal that could have been a hub on a car or could have been a part of a cigarette lighter is going to be made for me, so I'm going to heal people. So I'm honoring the materials that these monks are going to be making this bowl from me, because it's special. And I'm going to be sleeping with these bowls for the first while, because that's usually what happens. When you get any kind of a tool to be part of you, it has to be with you as often as possible for the first 24 hours. So it'll be beside my bed. That's how it's going to work. And then I'll put it, and then my energy will be in those tools. Okay? I hope this has helped. This is literally about what I do in some of the classes that I do on Friday. It just comes off the cuff. And if I wanted to replicate this, it's going to be difficult. I hope you found this helpful for you. Watch the words that you use for your kids. Watch the words you use for your elderly, your parents, and watch the words that you use for yourself, because you're listening to all of it. You're putting other people down. That means you're also cutting yourself down, believe it or not. If you are commenting on a waitress that's not bringing you water and you're complaining, it is actually detrimenting you as well. Okay, thanks a lot, people. All right.
Thanks, Tony, that for your words of wisdom. That's words have power. I'm a big believer in that. I want to do a quick shout out before we leave. I want to send out a big thank you to Steve on our chat. This is before your presentation, Tony. So he was focused on that. But on the chat, he gave me a direct chat, and he said that he's going to donate $500 towards the golf tournament as a sponsor. So that's already right there. We are already 20. That's 20% of our goal of hitting the $2,500 minimum to get the Phoenix logo downtown. So thank you, Steve.
Thank you very much. Wow.
Yeah, big. Thank you. And yeah, so I'll send you a secure link how you can make that payment, Steve, and then and we'll be able to throw some other good marketing goodies your way too for your sponsorship on the event day.
Okay, Bernie, do you have a quote for us, buddy? You always have some really great words of wisdom.
The secret of getting ahead is getting started. Mark Twain.
Right on. And those of you that are on Facebook Live, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the South Edition. It's a great group of people. Check us out and look us up upon online, and hope to see you next week. I'll be away. I'm going to Europe to see some family. There's some people that need some of the things that I do, and looking forward to coming back in a couple of weeks. So implement this in your week, and we'll hope to see you when I get back. All right. So take care, and love you lots. Okay. And